You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I used to work almost 14 hours a day. Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day as when you go to work?
Exactly. Every day when I go to work.
But did you not feel creepy? Wait, of course he was giving you money all the time. But did you knew that he could actually afford you to such extent?
I never really let my mom see that I was dating someone who was giving me money, whatever. Fortunately, I was like, okay, fine. I don't feel like it's gonna work for me in the office because I see there's money, like a lot of money, and it's not mine.
Did you feel like you were gonna end up stealing it?
I did a little bit.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream this evening. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. That's also very important. Engage with us. Definitely engage with us. The new YouTube is all about engagement and viewer satisfaction. So you gotta engage the content now. It's not so much the just watch and go on by your business, right? So they send you them little surveys. Say, hey, do you like this content? Make sure you say, yeah, I like it. And this is interesting, it's entertaining. Click them and hit OK with them, because that's how they're going to support your local channels now on YouTube. Things have changed. So do that for us. We greatly will appreciate that. Tonight, we're going to be looking at an ICE agent, something that just came across when I was just thumbing through TikTok. I couldn't believe what I saw, what this ICE agent had on actually in El Paso, Texas. Now, a lot of people say, man, it ain't got nothing to do with us, and I'm with that too. But when I see something like that, and I've been kind of watching the deportations, and I know a lot of them cats are racist, because we know them, right? We can just see it all on them, right? What they doing. But we ain't been getting involved with it, because hey, a lot of these people disrespected us. But we want to, the reason what you see at the caption at the bottom is that immigrants are meeting the final boss of America, is because we have been really dealing with the final boss forever. And now they're starting to deal with the ugliness, the racism, the oppression of America. And from what I've been seeing, it's not been nice. It's not been nice at all. So shout out to all of y'all. Also, those of you on the app, shout out to you for joining the app or renewing your subscription on the app. The Ethiopia videos, the first one is up right now on the app. So it's in the section on the app called Travel. All the videos is going to be there from Ethiopia. So go to the travel section of the app, and then you'll see the first video, like day one of the video. The second video has already been edited. I'm just waiting on the thumbnail. All that's going to be on the app, so make sure to check that out. Ghana trip. Make sure to come to Ghana with us, ladies and gentlemen, November 14th through the 21st. Sign up. The link is in the pinned comment, $199 down to go, and then you just have to pay payments on that, ladies and gentlemen. And come with us out there and get a break. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to get into, because I want to get into this pretty quick. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. We got about 3 different videos we need to cover today. So let's go ahead on and get into it. The first video I want to cover first, when we get to the ICE agent. That's going to be the last one. There was a good video about one of our great brothers who's a father. And, you know, some of these kids out here today, they so spoiled. You understand what I'm saying? They very, very spoiled, and they don't really appreciate a lot of things, because, you know, we look at it as, okay, we don't want our kids to suffer what we suffered or go without or lack or the things that we dealt with. So we end up giving them more than what we had as parents, right? And then what I think my generation, definitely my generation, I think we made a big mistake in doing that, because if you notice, our children a lot of times are really spoiled when we weren't like that. A lot of times they can't think on their own. They need somebody to tell them what to do. And you got to think about when we grew up, we didn't have all that, like, hey, figure it out. And, you know, even to this day, we know how to figure things out. A lot of these kids, and it's across that whole generation of theirs. Right now, we didn't have no smartphones to lean on. We didn't have AI to lean on. We didn't have any of that. We had to literally figure things out on our own, right? We was a generation where the personal computer came in and really came in, right? But we didn't have it what these kids got today. So I want you to check out this video of this brother. I think this was a good lesson, and that's why I wanted to share this about this brother. So let me go ahead and cue this video up real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but I thought this was a real good video to start off with. Let's check this out.
Now look, when I came up here, what you just asked me?
If you had extra change, I wanted to do something to eat.
Extra change so you can get something to eat.
Right.
Come here. Now, we was at the house, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
His mama cooked him some chicken fingers and fries. When he came out, hold on. When he came out the room, stand up, get out the car. When he came, this is my son. When he came out the room, he wanted to get a extra bowl or whatever, like a paper bowl, right? To put his ranch dressing in. His mama gave him a little small cupcake, little paper. Yeah, and she said, why don't you put your ranch in here so you ain't got to use a whole bowl?
That's right. That's right.
You know what he said?
He didn't care.
He said, fuck it, I just won't eat.
How old is he?
I said,
Now, you heard that? He sit up there and talking crazy and not being appreciative, and this woman is on the street looking for food, okay? So this is a good lesson. Let's continue.
yeah, well, this is what we gonna do. We're gonna take this hot plate and go find somebody who want it in. Soon as I pull up, she said, hey man, you got some money or something? I need something to eat. See, the shit you say, fuck it, I ain't gonna eat, somebody out here begging for it.
My daughter was that man.
Your daughter was that way. This type of shit I be talking about, man. You got to,
Be appreciative.
I ain't got to preach because you just see what happened. He go use a couple dollars.
Thank
Don't give her your plate, man.
I don't want to take.
No, you ain't taking it from him. He wasn't gonna eat it no way. That's what we out here for.
Your ranch. You didn't have enough ranch dust. I hurt your mama's feelings too, Bob.
He don't realize that. I'm gonna get back in the car.
She went to work. She did. It takes a lot of work.
What you said.
It does.
We love you. We love everybody.
I do too.
Hey, don't die, man. What you said.
You know what? Thank you.
You welcome,
Oh,
baby.
man, thank you.
You welcome. All right, let's get on back to the house, man. Watch your feet.
Now, that was a good lesson his dad taught him. Very, very good lesson. Don't complain on your blessing. Don't even complain on some of the problems you got today, because somebody would love to have your plate of food. Somebody would love to have your problem. Now, let me tell you something, a problem I was having the other day. You know, it was issue with business, right? And, you know, some things weren't going the way it should go. And I'm looking at numbers and all the things like this. And, you know, like I said the other day, I was like, you know what? Some people would love to have this problem. They would love to have my problem or my problems. Even though sometimes my problems are overwhelming, they would love to have my problems. So sometimes you got to go through some things and still be thankful in the midst of your problem. Be thankful of the blessings you have, because somebody would love it. Even if that plate of food, eating whatever you eating at your house, somebody would like to have that. Somebody don't even have a house, okay? So what that father taught that young brother is be appreciative, because you know what? What you don't appreciate, somebody will, and it will be taken away from you too. I always tell people, don't be complaining too much, because God gonna hear it eventually, and God like, oh, okay, you don't like what I gave you? All right, I'm gonna step back from you. I'm gonna let the devil take it all from you, and I guarantee you're gonna be wishing you had that still. So teach our children, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate what they have. I ain't gonna eat it then. Okay, well, somebody will. Be appreciative of what you have. Be appreciative of your family. Be appreciative of your husband, your wife, because people not appreciative no more with that either. And they think they can just get rid of them like changing your underwear. And then when you lose good people, then you be like, oh man, I wish I had them back. You know what I'm saying? Be appreciative of your job or anything else. Now, of course, sometimes your job, listen, I work a job for years I could not stand. But I said, let me make a plan to get out of it. But I still want to be thankful that I have a job, because I could be unemployed. So please, ladies and gentlemen, be appreciative. Let me see here. Prime One said, only the ethnic nation listen to us and learn something about our history. And Blight with Mr. Charlie and Miss Daisy. Yeah. We definitely going to get to that, okay? And King Noble said some people always find something to complain about no matter how good they have it until they lose it all. Trust me, it's easy to complain. I know. Especially when things happen, you're like, why did this happen? And you just mad, right? But I'm telling you, if you're praying, God on your side, I can tell you that God has never let me go without food, shelter, clothing on my back, a car to drive, my kids taken care of, safe, my wife taken care of. I thank God, because I'm telling you, last year, I didn't know how I was going to make it last year. I tell you, I didn't know if I was coming or going, y'all. last year. Trust me. I was having panic attacks and all kind of other things was happening to me last year. I never had panic attacks in my life. Okay? That is a crazy thing to feel, is a panic attack. Oh my God, that's the craziest thing to feel. Never had that before. And never had that amount of stress on me before either. Right? So in the midst of that, I had to learn to pray, settle myself. I had to learn that. So I just want to show y'all, please be appreciative. Now, let's get to this next video I want to show y'all. Now, this we get to the FBA respect part that you see in the title. They had these sisters and this East Indian gentleman. And, you know, one thing I can tell you about some of those other groups, they don't talk to women too well. I think I remember I told you I had a back and forth with one of them, and I can just, the way he was talking to his lady, I could tell he put hands on her. Because listen, as a man, you can tell when a man's putting hands on a woman, even looking at her reaction to certain things. And at that moment, I'm like, man, that's not cool. I know that man hitting that woman. Oh, I know he is. And I think that's the most cowardice thing to do, is to be hitting on women. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You a big old doggone man. What you need to hit a woman for? If you need to hit a woman, then you need to leave her alone and go on about your business. You don't beat up on no women. But in some of these cultures, that's okay to do. And you have to understand, when these people come over here, they bring their culture with them. They don't leave their culture at the airport when they leave their homeland. Understand? So they think that when they come over here, they think they can talk any kind of way to us or even some sisters. Well, sisters over here are going to get you straight. You understand? Now, I want you to watch this video. I think this video is out of Chicago, looking at the police. But let's go ahead and play this second video here. I want to show y'all this.
I'm telling you, get out of here. Give me the keys. Give me the keys of the building. Give me the keys. Give me the keys.
First of all, get the fuck out of her face.
Hey,
I don't care. I don't care.
You guys are not coming back in.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Back up, bro. Back up. Back up.
He in there calling and telling after he was slapped the phone out they face.
And that person in red shirt hit me right there. Okay. Like, hey, there is weed smell in the hallway. John is over there saying the same thing. I have text to prove that.
Okay, what is the resolve? What do you want to do?
I will buy you a new phone, whatever phone you want.
Last night, who is this?
No, Diana, just go.
Like, who is that? Everybody owns the building, baby. Everybody owns it. Okay, and when it's $1,000, if it comes out?
Right now.
Right now, get it.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, go get it.
She's walking.
If not, you can go to jail.
Okay, well, I'll get you the $1,000. Okay.
So I don't know if you heard. So he said that basically the sister was in the right to put him in jail. Well, she said, look, give me $1,000 for my phone or you gonna go to jail. So he agreed to go ahead on and get her money. Now, Elizabeth, I see you down there. Elizabeth, I've said this before. You have to come to the channel and check yourself. You can't depend on notifications.
We're married.
Make sure them motherfuckers real.
I know, I might. We follow.
All right. And we're not smoking in your building.
I'm starting afresh. I'm trying to start afresh. I don't know your name.
My name is Angelica.
Angelica. I apologize that this got very heated and I touched you and I threw your phone.
Yeah, see, in America, you're gonna get some act right over here in America, sir. I know in your homeland, you can go talk to your women like that and put hands on them. These FBA sisters not gonna put up with it. No, sir. They gonna teach you a lesson in respect. See, I tell you, they bring their culture over here, and they think they can come bring that to black people. And no, that's just not gonna happen. Because they wasn't even putting hands on him. He the one smacked the phone and all. He did that. He was being violent. That was totally uncalled for. Hold on. Phillip Chandler says, my African ex-wife told me to slap her when she's rude. Can't create a daughter with someone like that. Why? I would have asked her in that moment, what kind of abuse have you seen, sis? Slap you if you rude? Why would? Listen, there's no reason a grown man need to put a hand on a woman. Sorry. I know that happens in the continent. Oh, do I know? That happens. I mean, boy, them women got a line, and some of them African men will put hands on them women. Yes, they will. Matter of fact, in freaking South Africa, they had big billboards over that, talking about end gender-based violence. There's a lot of whipping butt over there. A lot of it. Now, let's get to so what we want to say is this. This melting pot thing. I think the issues you're seeing today and all these issues is really the melting pot is becoming, I think, a disaster. Let me tell you why. Because at one point in time in this country, you had really one culture, even though we're two different cultures and polar opposites, but we still have a similar culture when you have white people and black people. And when the country was mostly white and black, you just kind of had the culture you had there, right? When you started to heavily introduce all these other cultures coming in rapid numbers, greater numbers, and they start bringing their cultures in and their religions in and their way of life in, it start complicating America. And I'm going to tell you, the folks, what they're not articulating is that all these foreign cultures that's here, I don't even know this place anymore. And you see the folks a lot of times that come talk to you as a black American and say, yeah, I don't get it. And America's not the same. And they're telling you that because they can relate more to you than all the others that's here now. Even if they are from the diaspora, they can't really relate to them like that. Or the other ones who speak all these different languages, they don't like them languages. They do not like them languages. They don't like other religions. They don't like it. And because the Trump administration has given them a green light, they feel like they're going to solve the problem of deporting all these people, right? They really think in the 4 years Trump is in office, he can deport millions upon millions of people. He lucky if he deport 1 million a year. I'm just saying he really lucky at doing that. He don't have enough time and resources to deport all these people. He gonna get a lot of them though, but he's not gonna get all of them. So if they can survive Trump for the 4 years, I guess they didn't win the Hunger Games. But right now, it's about the Hunger Games. But let me get to the ICE agent now. I want to get to that. This ICE agent, like I say, I was on TikTok, and I want you to see this video real quick. Not gonna take long. Not gonna take much of your time. But this is what some of these ICE agents are on now. Check it out.
Come with us. DH Carol 3813. Monitoring. Do you speak any English? They do not. Okay. Well, we can do translating. Come with us?
No.
No, so under what? So all we're gonna do is put ATD monitors on them and then let them go on their way. It's that simple. Okay.
Then why are your faces covered? What's wrong with me filming?
We're going to protect our families, ma'am, and
we're protecting our families too, ma'am.
They need to come with us. It's called ISA. You're not coming with us, they're coming with us. Argentina all day. I'd be more than happy to jump them if you like.
I'm sorry?
I can put them in our facility if you like, if they're not going to comply with our terms and conditions.
Are you threatening to detain them now for no reason? That sounds like a threat to detention.
Okay, all right. I won't just see the full video, but like I said, when I first saw, let me play it again. When I first saw this lady's shirt, because I look at their shirts, I look at their tattoos, I look at all this, right? That's just what I do for a living. So I'm going to play this again. And if you look at the shirt, I'm going to stop it right there. If you look at that shirt, I say, well, hold on. I know that flag. I know exactly what that flag is. And that flag has the thin blue line on it. I say that is horrible. Now, let me pull up why I'm saying that's horrible. Okay. And why that's straight up racism. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Let me get this off of my screen. All right, the Confederate States of America. Now, this is that same flag that you were looking at. That's the same flag, but that flag had the thin blue line on it, right? So this is Confederate States of America. I know people say, oh, the Confederate flag. No, this is the Confederate States of America flag. what you know as the Confederate flag, that's the Confederate battle flag. That's what they go to war with. That flag that y'all see, y'all call it Confederate flag. So history, the Confederate battle flag is the stars and bars. This is the actual Confederate States of America flag, okay? All right, just got to get some history. So this particular flag, the Confederate States of America, all known as the Confederate States, the Confederacy, or the South, okay? It's an unrecognized breakaway republic of the Southern United States from 1861 to 1865, okay? So that flag is the flag that wanted to keep our ancestors enslaved, okay? Wanted to keep us in slavery. And underneath the Confederate States of America, they went to war with the Union to fight about keeping us enslaved. Now, it says states that declared secession was South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Virginia, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina. Most of the states that we are living in now as FBAs. It said these states fought against the United States during the American Civil War, as you clearly know. Now, they get to walk around with, you're right, Keisha. Keisha's correct. They're walking around with a flag of traitors. A flag of traitors. In other nations, like, for instance, let me get this off the screen for you for a minute. In nations like Germany, you can't be walking around waving a swastika in Germany. You go to jail. They don't want that flag waving anywhere. But in this country, they use multiple things to get away with their racism. They're when they say freedom of speech, I always want you to know this. When they say freedom of speech, they mean freedom to be anti-black racist without a consequence. Because they say, if you think about it, they don't say no other time freedom of speech unless they're saying something negative, horrible, anti-black, anything oppression. That's freedom of speech. So they will say, well, it's okay for her to wear that shirt. It's freedom of speech. But when black folks have had their freedom of speech, they've been jailed. They have been killed. They have been exiled. Their reputations have been ruined for having their freedom of speech. Look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He had his freedom of speech right, and look how he was demonized for his freedom of speech. So the minister can't have freedom of speech, but the rest of y'all can. Look at Martin Luther King. He was demonized for his freedom of speech, right? The brother lost his life for his freedom of speech. Every time the black man has his freedom of speech, it's always a consequence to his freedom of speech. Even an athlete like Kyrie Irving can't even sit up here and like a documentary on well, at the time Twitter, but X now. He gets punished and talked down to and claim he's anti-Semitic behind liking a documentary, not participating in it, not whatever. So anytime somebody black freedom of speech, they're attacked. So I don't even like hearing that term from them. Oh, freedom of speech and we got free speech. No. Because for you, freedom of speech is not freedom of speech for everybody. You mean freedom of speech for you. Okay? Now, immigrants of all persuasions. For a long time, we told you about America. We told you about the racism. We told you about their Confederate shirts, their Confederate this. We told you about their tattoos. We told you about, hey, man, that's racist right there. Hey, that's look at what they're doing. And a lot of you said that we focus way too much on race. A lot of you said that we don't want to work. We use race as an excuse not to work. Oh, a lot of you FBAs were fired from your job because you didn't want to work, show up late, all kind of things. A lot of you have said, and I'm not talking about one group of immigrants. I'm talking about all persuasions who have said this. All. It don't matter if they're black or not. It don't matter. You said these things to us. And now you're dealing with the final boss now. Now you're saying, hey, FBAs, oh, I get it now. Hey, can you come help us? If you would have unified with us a long time ago and had a real minority coalition, if you really would have had a black and brown, If you really would have had the diaspora unified in America like we wanted us to unify in America, right? A lot of these issues wouldn't be happening right now. See, some people try to say it's FBA's fault for what's happening right now. But really, it's your fault. Let me explain to you why. Let's say we can go to an alternate universe and just look from the outside, the alternate universe, right? We like Marvel. We're going into different timelines. Let's say we can go to a different timeline, and when y'all all immigrated here, y'all joined with FBAs. Y'all joined with FBAs politically. All y'all, especially in the diaspora, you joined the moment you got here. We lived together. We married each other. We was on some strong community. All the other non-white groups did the same thing, right? Joined together politically. We doing our own thing, but we still joined politically. We all came together as one against these folks. You know what would have happened in that alternate timeline? The folks wouldn't be running nothing today. Because if you look at the numbers between FBAs, black immigrants, Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, East Indians, etc., if all those people would have came together like FBAs wanted, none of you would be suffering this right now. It's not FBA's fault. FBA begged you. Jesse Jackson begged you. I know he did. Okay? Minister Farrakhan, he wanted people to come together too, right? The minister, Jesse, and anybody else you could think of wanted, say, hey, let's all get together. Hey, we all are oppressed people. Hey, we're suffering this together. Why don't we just work together? And a lot of you did not want, okay? You did not want to join. You rather go join with the people that got your homeland looking the way it's looking. Because it wasn't us that did it to your homeland. You had to leave your country for a better life because of what these people have done to your homeland. If you live in Latin America, go read Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Go read that book. If you live in the continent of Africa, go read that book. Read it. It would tell you why your leaders in Latin America do what they do to you now. And the good leaders that you had that once do good for you in Latin America, why they either turned them or they put a coup on them or they got their life taken. Latin America is messed up because of these folks, but you want to come up here and join with the people that got your homeland messed up. And don't even start me talking about the drug. Oh, how you think all the drug got put in our community? Have you thought about that? FBAs didn't have no speedboats, no planes, no nothing. How you think it get up here? Why you even think y'all got cartel problems? How come that never was stopped? You ever thought about that? But it's so much I can go with that conversation. But you come up here and you join with the very people that got your homeland messed up. The diaspora, same thing. Not all, but a lot of you came up here. Maybe not your kids. Some of your kids get it. They're first generation. A lot of your kids get it. Some don't, but a lot of them do. Okay. But the parents that came here, you didn't want to join with FBA. You wanted to join with these people. And we all know who got the Caribbean messed up. We all know who got the continent of Africa messed up in a lot of ways. You say your corrupt leaders are in the back pocket of the Western world. They get their little Negro trinkets. They give them money and none of you never see it. That's why a lot of Africans were saying, man, I'm glad Trump cut off all this aid. We wasn't getting it no way, which is the truth. I was told several times by them over there that we don't get no money. I don't know what they give it, who they're giving it to, but we never see a dime of it. So everybody was cool. Even when I was in Ethiopia, they told me, boy, Trump cut off the aid. That's good. Cause we never seen anything. Well, what are we getting? All this deportation, all this stuff with Trump, all this stuff with now they unleashing the final boss of racism on y'all. Y'all have to take personal responsibility of what y'all chose. Don't put that on us as Black Americans. We have nothing to do with that. Even in that recent election. Yes, some Black people voted more for Trump this time, but it wasn't the majority. And I knew that. I said before the election, the majority of Black people are going to vote for Kamala Harris. Some will vote for Trump, but the majority are going to vote for Kamala Harris. And that's what happened. Because I know my people. They'll sit it out before they'll vote for a Republican. And the ones that will vote, probably 9 times out of 10, they're going to vote for Democrats. Even if they complaining, they'll complain on Democrats and they still go vote for them. I know my people. I know how they move. And even though my people still voted overwhelmingly for the Democrats, you can't put blame on Black Americans. Because even in the midst of that, they still voted more that would actually benefit you than even benefit us. I'm tired of seeing videos of others blaming us for what's happening with these deportations and not putting blame on the people that should have been put blame on is your parents. Your parents came over here. Stay away from Black Americans. Stay away from the Akata. Stay away from the Jareer and everything other name that we were called. And we're like, why are we called? What did we do? We don't even know y'all like that. Like, what do we do? Saying that we don't have no culture. You're like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? We don't have no culture. You don't know where you're from. Like, coming over here with that tribalism that didn't work over there where you're from. Because I've had many of them conversations about tribalism. I say, look, if that tribalism has failed, I say, y'all should get together on nationalism, not tribe. That tribe stuff, to me, I mean, yeah, you want to have your tribe, do your thing. But get together on nationalism. Say we are all one nation of people. Yes, we got many ethnic groups, but we one nation. So don't blame us. Now, Keisha says God's working through Trump. God's in charge. Yes, definitely the Lord is in charge. And yes, Trump is being used. He's being used, definitely. And it's going to be harsh. People say, wow, this man hasn't even been in office. Well, now he's been in office 6 months and look at all the chaos. It's not done yet. You got 3.5 more years of chaos for sure. Trump has the chaos emerald from Sonic and the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm sorry. He has the chaos emerald and he is going to use it. I just came across the wire that the Supreme Court just say now he can deport y'all to third countries that have nothing to do where you come from. Like if your homeland won't accept you back, prime example, Cubans, he can't deport y'all back to Cuba. So he gonna deport y'all. I've heard they deporting y'all to Mexico. Y'all not even from Mexico. Y'all not even Mexican. And they deporting y'all to Mexico, I think right almost by Central America. He just deporting y'all everywhere now. He don't even care. Like, look, I don't care where you go, but you're getting out of here. You're getting out. But y'all sitting up here, boy, dancing it up, talking about I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump, huh? Now he getting you out of here. So don't blame us. Because black folk begged you. Black folk were no different than John the Baptist in the Bible, crying out in the wilderness to warn you what was coming. We have cried out for years, for at least since the 80s that I can remember, all the way up till recent times, crying out, telling all of you about this country. You didn't care. You didn't care how we suffered. As long as they were leaving you alone. You were like, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm going to keep working. I don't care. And especially if you're a black immigrant, especially. That's worse on you because they going to get you first. You did not care what happened to us as FBAs. You didn't want to join. You didn't want to do anything. Some of you brought your anti-black racism over from Latin America. And now you're dealing with that final boss that you never seen before, that we always have dealt with. and now you're crying. Now you want a minority coalition. Now you want to join and have some Pan-Africanism. Now you want black and brown. And black folks saying now, like, I don't want that now. I really don't want it because you only want it because you're in trouble. Why didn't you want it when you wasn't in trouble? Why didn't you want it all those years that we wanted these coalitions with all of you? Your politicians get in office, and what do? They look out only for their particular group. And if some of them come from the diaspora, some of them, who they look out for? They say immigrants or their particular group. They don't look out for all black people and on some unification. If you look out for all black people, that means you're looking out for black immigrants too. Come on now, Yvette Clarke. Always talking about immigrants, but forget the FBAs in New York. That's the thing. That's the stuff we're talking about. We're not going to be sitting up here and being blamed. We're not going to be blamed anymore for things that we did not do. We had nothing to do with what's happening now. Black folks have stood in the gap for everybody. Everybody. Black people have stood up for the Asians. Black people have stood up for Hispanics. Black people have stood up for the diaspora countless times. I remember the free South Africa movement. I remember that. We was all over here saying free Nelson Mandela. We was going hard in the paint for Nelson Mandela. We were going hard in the paint for when, they had the AIDS crisis in the continent of Africa. Injecting that into people in the continent of Africa through inoculation. They were doing that heavy under the apartheid government in South Africa. Because what was going on with that explosion didn't even make sense. And we was always stomping on the ground, we are the world. Remember that song? All the artists came together. We are the world. We are the children. You remember that? Michael Jackson and all the artists of that time singing for Africa. We've always had the greatest thing ever about Africa in our minds. We would be walking around with big African medallions, talking about the motherland, speaking about the motherland in such reverence, and a lot of us never even been. Big Nelson, having Nelson Mandela in our homes, looking at him as a hero. And a lot of us never even been to South Africa at the time. We always talked about anything that happened with our brothers and sisters abroad and always been the one to speak up. We never spoke down on anybody because we were taught if they black, they family, and you defend family. We wasn't taught stay away from the Jamaicans, stay away from this one, stay away from that one. We were never taught that. We were taught I'm fighting for anybody black. So what I want to say about a lot of this is this. Some lessons are learned very hard. Now, I'm not saying all people have been on that because, of course, I'm going to say this with balance. No, not all have been on that. No. But here's the issue. Unfortunately, the majority wasn't representation of those people. And a lot of it is, I don't want to say much. I just want to work and get my bread. I don't want to be out here with these FBAs. I don't want to be rah-rahing. Look, we have never asked for nobody to get in the street with us. The only thing we've ever asked for you to do, hey, man, when it's time to vote, and I know you registered to vote, you good? Hey, man, come vote with us. Hey, we got this politician right here. Let's all the black people go vote for this one. This person over here. And here's the killing part. If we get something as FBAs, black immigrants going to benefit immediately. That's the killing part. So to hear some, not all, some black immigrants have an issue with reparations. I'm like, how you got to issue reparations, especially if you're Caribbean, because you went through slavery too, not in this land, but in the Caribbean. So if we can get reparations, it's going to be a ripple effect. That means you're going to get reparations too in the Caribbean. And I want y'all to get your reparations. You got entities like the African Union. We don't have a special place in the African Union. We don't. Even though everyone knows our story, we should have a place in the African Union for Black Americans. Right? Now, I know the African Union really don't have a lot of teeth. Just to be honest with you, they don't. But there's even the symbolism of certain things. You say, okay, they taking things seriously now. We can't be the only one that be on some Pan-Africanism. And that's why I think a lot of brothers and sisters are kind of like, I'm cool on that. Because it's no different than any other relationship, right? And I'm going to keep bringing this up. If you've been with a man, you've been with a woman, and you've done everything, and the other person never did a thing for you, never reciprocated, never been there for you, never looked out for you, never did any of that. Eventually, you're going to see it, and then you're going to get tired and say, look, hold on, I don't know what that was. It said, I can't be in this relationship with you because I'm giving my all, and you giving nothing. And you're going to leave that relationship because you want somebody to give. Relationships about give and take. That's any relationship. Give and take, give and take, give and take, give and take. And if you're not going to be giving and you're just taking, that's not a relationship. That's being used and abused. And what a lot of Black Americans have been saying is, I don't want to be used and abused anymore by anybody. So you got to take personal responsibility on your lack of unification with Black Americans. And this is why you're in the position that you're in today. Yeah, Michael down there saying, I will vote for Donald Trump. Yeah. And back, he said Mandela came to Detroit in 1990. He said Detroit ex-mayor Coleman Young protested, and say in South Africa for Mandela's freedom. Yeah, that's straight up. And, about Mandela, I went to Robben Island. People say why he's staying over there so long. They had to take some boats over there, to be honest, to break him out. They would have had to take, get enough people and take boats and break him out. That'd be the only way that could happen. Because Robben Island is kind of out. It's kind of like their version of Alcatraz almost. You know what I'm saying? How Alcatraz was off in the water? Well, that's what that was with Robben Island. So he wasn't on land. They would actually have to take a boat, because I went there. Okay. And if you think about escaping, you can, but I don't know how well you could swim and survive that water over there. That's the only issue. The only thing they could have did maybe is, like I said, took a bunch of boats, got the guns, and say, "No, we're breaking everybody out. Come on back." So I know many people say why he stayed over there so long. Some people, unfortunately, they don't have it in them to fight. Some people don't. But I always said that, man, a nation with 80 plus % people, and how these people ran it so long, that just freaked my mind out. Because over here, we're like, okay, we outnumbered and all this stuff, but the Black folks over there had the numbers in South Africa. Yeah, Fidel Castro, yes, he did help out. Yes, he did. Fidel Castro did help. He sure did. Now, Cynthia says some of them think they're too good to she said, to F with FBAs. Well, I'm going to tell you about this. By the time Donald Trump is done, everybody going to have a new lease in life about Black Americans. They're gonna be saying, you know what? We were wrong. We was wrong for that. We finally saw what y'all been saying. We apologize to say y'all making everything about race. We apologize to y'all for saying that y'all were lazy, because we work so hard, and look at how they treat us. And then they're gonna start realizing that Black Americans have been working hard. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start taking inventory of all the great things that we have done and accomplished. Say, wait a minute, you had to work hard to get to where you at. You had to work hard to have this company. You had to work hard to achieve this in your career. Black Americans work hard every day. Because let me tell you something. Them folks not going to let us be lazy. That's the thing. Why you think they say we got to be 10 times better than them? You usually don't become 10 times better than them by being lazy. I haven't met nobody that's 10 times better than me that's lazy. I ain't met them. No matter who they are. So you can't be lazy having a requirement to be 10 times better than them. That's what makes it insulting, especially if it's coming from a fellow brother or sister from the diaspora. That's insulting. You're taking on white supremacist talking points because they look at you as lazy too, because you're black. You can call yourself whatever you want to call it, but in their mind, you're lazy too. But they like to run these manipulative games on y'all and make y'all think that, because that validation means something to some of you. For us, it don't mean crap, because it just, to me, their validation, the value of it to me is a drop of piss in the morning. That's how I value their validation. So their validation not going to help you with deportations. How well you work for less money, not going to help you with deportation. You're going to have to survive the deportation Hunger Games. But when you do survive, a lot of you will survive. I believe a lot of you will survive. Some of you won't. But those of you who survive, maybe you'll get a new lease on life by the FBAs. You probably will. And y'all think you will see the light. I really do. Yeah, what Michael said, a hard head, definitely makes a soft, a behind. I'm going to say a behind, a butt, or whatever. It definitely does. It definitely does. And listen, I know some of them say, man, I'm tired of hearing them say that. Well, we was tired of telling you forever to unify, to come together. Let's have a minority coalition, right? Let's be black and brown, black and Asian. Yeah, King Noble he said, right on field 100%. A lot of these, he say, white coworkers I have known to say what it is when it comes to validation. Yes. That's for sure. Oh, you say you like why it has to be nerdy movie and comic references? Why it got to be nerdy? I mean, shoot, it gotta be nerdy. If referring to comics or anything, tech, whatever, that's nerdy, well, count me in. Because that's call it what it is. The quote unquote nerds is the reason why you on this platform. It was not the guys that was on the block. It's the nerds. The nerds is the reason why you got the AI, your cell phone, your computer, any modern technology you have, it was the nerds. So, hey, I hang with the nerds all day long because the nerds is where it's at. The nerds are the billionaires. You think Jeff Bezos is some guy that hang out on the corner? He got a lot of money. And to do Amazon, you have to be a little nerdy, right? And y'all enjoy Amazon. Y'all love your Prime. Cynthia say it's time to show and put some respect on FBA's names. Say, Geezer, say, Phil, do you think if J.D. Vance win 2028, he will continue Trump's policies? I don't see J.D. Vance winning. Unless something happens, I don't see it happening. I really believe the Democrats going to get back in. I just really believe that. They're going to get back in because Trump is going to be so vicious in this cycle. The Democrats have a highly good chance of getting back in 2028. I don't really see people being too happy because that big, beautiful bill that just passed, white folks gonna suffer with that one. They gonna see. They already, some of them already know they gonna suffer with that. We good, but them? Now, I heard the SNAP requirements has changed too. So, in the big beautiful bill with SNAP, you going to have to work. If your child's from 7 to 17, you have to work from 80 hours a month. In other words, 20 hours a week. Ain't going to be no more. You're not working on jobs sitting at home. But if you got a husband, that requirement is only for one person and the other one can stay home with the kids. So it seems like the big, beautiful bill is rewarding marriages or relationships with a man and a woman. But if you're a woman by yourself and talking about no snap, you will have to work at least a part-time job, at least 20 hours a week, or you're not going to be on it with the big, beautiful bill. You say, Phillip says we need to make being a nerd popular is what I'm saying, like the DARE campaign. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't use those terms, nerd. I mean, shoot, call me nerd all you want. That's how I feel. You got to be nerds to do what I do. I'm always looking into tech. I'm looking into research. I'm not popping bottles at the club or nothing like that with silly women. I'd rather be in the lab doing research. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to click subscribe. Make sure to click the like button. Leave a comment. Make sure to leave comments. Maybe something later you want to refresh, leave it. Also, if they've seen that little survey, hey, do you like this video? Click, hell yeah, I like it. YouTube and say it's educational, it's entertaining. Say all that. And now we need to go here to LaSherica over here at AfroWire AI. Make sure you subscribe when you're over there as well. And enjoy the content over there. Same thing, like it, subscribe, leave comments, and they see that little survey say, hey, hell yeah, I like AfroWire AI as well. So thank y'all for listening.